Good morning. We got some good stuff to talk about today. Well, what do the best coaches in the NFL have in common? That's what they're talking about right now. What do the best coaches in the NFL have in common? What kind of topic is that? I think it's Shanahan's offense. That's the best thing. That's the best. I don't understand what they're asking. What do the best coaches in the NFL have in common? They're smart. I don't understand that. Greeny, I don't understand this question. Talk to your producers about this one. Good morning, Trent. Good morning. I'm waiting for people to get the notifications and get in here because we got some juicy stuff. We got an apology by Jerry Jones. We got an apology by CD Lamb. And we got some questions to answer about Micah. I'm trying to find CD's apology. I just had it. Search CD Lamb. Here it is. There we go. Put it right here because I want to read CD's apology. We just need that W tomorrow night. What's up, Bear? We do. That's why the last one is the last topic of the day is Rant Watch. Good morning, Sadiqa. Good morning, Christopher Williams. Sorry I missed you. Good morning. I am like wide awake now. It took 3 weeks. It took 3 weeks of me doing this show at 5. I start setting up before 5, but I come on live around 5:45 or somewhere around that. But it's been 3 weeks of me doing this, and now finally I'm wide. Like this is a part of my day now, so it feels good. And on top of that, I've got everything over here set up for. I can just come here and just hit the Go Live button. Well, before all I have to do is just have to change my topics and my graphics, and I just hit a button and I can go live, and it's good. So today I'm putting on my new cameras, the other cameras that I think I showed y'all doing the. I showed people during the stream. This is the camera you're watching me on right here. This little Ozbot. This is the one you were watching me on prior to last week. It was this little thing. It's both of them are little gimbal cameras, and both of them are AI generated. I mean AI controlled. So this one can lock onto my face, lock onto whatever, zoom in, do all the kind of stuff. That's when you see me doing this, and doing this. I hope it don't move because I don't feel like bringing it back, stick it. So now it's frozen, so I can move around and it won't move with me, whatever. So this one is a bigger version of that one, and this one, if you know what a PZT camera is, that's what this thing is. So I can actually just put power to this thing and set it anywhere I want to set it, and it's ready to go. It will wirelessly connect to all my stuff here, and I can even have one outside. I think I'm gonna put I got a third one over there. I think I'm gonna put outside in that setup, just so I don't have any wires out there at all as well. So having fun with toys. What's up, C? How are you doing? All right, let's start talking when we get up to probably 30. I'm gonna start talking when we get up to 30, because I got to start talking about that Jerry Jones apology. It was rich. Let me see if I can bring up. Let me bring up Jerry's apology too. Let's see if I can. I don't want to lose CDs. Jerry Jones. Oh, here's Stephen A. talking out Dallas. Stephen A. Smith says the Cowboys have to go get Bill Belichick. No. The Bill Belichick and Jerry Jones combination would be like the worst. No. Yeah. Bill Belichick will not buy his own groceries. Is that what you're telling me, Stephen A? Bill Belichick will come in a situation where he's not buying his own groceries? Here we go. Exactly. He said the one person you don't want during your off season is Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick didn't put together great rosters at all. Good morning, Brent. I want a Jalen Carla type defensive tackle before the end of time. You know, Oregon has some serious defensive tackles out here. No, there's a lot of defensive tackles in college football, the game, video game. So hopefully they're real. But it seemed like there's going to be a flood of really nice defensive tackles coming in. I'm like Dak. I've been stopping to the Jones, especially Jerry. He will make my head ache. Dak has to take control of the franchise. If there's one person that I kind of trust the most in that coach, head coach, quarterback, it's the quarterback. I trust his brain more than I trust Jerry Jones, of course. And I'm not really a Mike McCarthy fan right now. Tennessee got some studs. Yes, they do. I'm not sleeping on the Giants. Poppy, yesterday was my Giants Giant day, and I watched the game. And the Giants were smart because they used their strengths against Cleveland's weaknesses. So the game wasn't as, whoa, the Giants look great as it was, oh, the Giants are playing very smart here. They're doing what they need to do because they were sending people and just sending people. You know what I'm saying? So it was more of a compliment to the coaches and what the coaches were doing with the Giants, and plus Malik Neighbors looked like Dez. There was that. He looked like Dez 2.0. Bill Belichick is horrible at drafting talent, and he neglected. You know, it was fun for me to watch, but I wouldn't want that. You know, the dog looking at the draft board during in his house. It looked like it was like just the most normal house. Like, come on, Bill. You know, you don't live in a normal everyday house. No one is sleeping on anyway. I know this early. This is the early in the NFL. Teams don't know that they're good or bad, so they're just playing hard. So it gets easier towards the end of the season when the bad teams figure out they're the bad teams and they're just there for the check. and some weeks get easier to call. Like, oh yeah, we should win this week because they'll quit by halftime. But right here at the beginning of the season, nobody knows they're bad yet. All right, let me read this. I'm taking my glasses. Y'all are picking with me about my glasses, but I can see beautifully without my glasses. It's just with those things, it gets bad. All right, Jerry Jones says, and font, regular font. I don't be doing that old people font. He said, all right, according to a poll in WFFA TV in Dallas, the answer is pretty clear among the 70% of the voters, owner and Jerry Jones manager, that he's at fault for the Cowboys winning to a start. And he says, that's very fair, Jones said Tuesday on the Shan and RJ Joe show on 105.3 The Fan. Give them their shout out. It's well known that no decision is ultimately made here for what I either have a quest to or a proof to. That's very fair. How could you think otherwise? Whether it be this language is like crazy. Whether it be who's out there coaching, whether it's who's out there playing, whether it's who be in the stadium you're walking into, whatever it is here, that's the way it is. Okay, Jerry. Now let me say this. Now, I don't know how much of an apology that was. He just said it was very fair. How could you think otherwise? Whether it be who's out there coaching, playing, in the stadium you're walking into, whoever is here. So he says at the beginning, basically he's saying it's his fault because he's the owner and he's the GM. How could you think otherwise? Not anything specific. He's not thinking about anything specific. He said just because he's the man at the top, how could you think otherwise? Now let me say this. Then he goes to say, let me say this. I do have a huge amount of input in making those decisions when they've done their homework and they're very influenced. They're very influential input to me. I don't know. His language is crazy. And we've got a lot of people in the Dallas Cowboys that have done their input. Jones has taken the brunt of the criticism when things have gone. Wait a minute. Where's the Kansas City quote? Where's the Kansas City quote? That's what I get for just grabbing a quote and not looking at it first. But they said on TV, what the TV just said, talking about how we're right there with the Kansas City, right there with the Kansas City Chiefs. If you look about it in the last few years, and that is so not the case. Well, first of all, it wasn't an apology because he never apologized and specifically said, I should have done this when running game. I should have had more talent on the offense. I should have done that. He didn't say anything. He just said, I take responsibility just because I'm the owner. And then he's double back and tells us how good the Cowboys have been. Basically, all the rest of that stuff was just how good the Cowboys have actually been. We've been here and we've won the divisions and all that kind of stuff, and not really taking any ownership whatsoever of what's going on in the thing. That's why, I welcome, I just uploaded a thing and I said, I welcome the bad stuff. That's the only way that a narcissistic human being like that will understand anything. It's got to be complete failure. It can't be like a little bit of failure, because they'll lawyer their way out of it. You know what I'm saying? But they'll talk their way out of it and go this way just because they're narcissistic and have money and they can think about themselves in a different way than you and I can think about ourselves. So it won't bother him at all. The only thing that bothers him is a loss of a massive amount of money and a huge failure and ridicule from the press. So it's got to go to that deep level to make Jerry Jones do anything other than what Jerry Jones wants to do. So that's what we're dealing with here. I mean, it's sad. What's up, Spark? That's why I said that I did a little. B Macro says, "Can we stop the narrative that Dallas drafts well? If that was true, explain the rosters now and explain the rosters in 1996." Not only that, B Macro, go back and look at our rosters. If you say we drafted so well, go back and look at our rosters. In the past, I don't know how many years, just like the past 3 years. I mean, you'll see Michael Gallup, who's not in the league in there anymore. You'll see a lot of people that are not doing anything with any other team. I think you got Noah Brown, who we thought Noah Brown was absolutely incredible. When we hear it was Noah Brown was a great find by the Cowboys and all this kind of stuff. Now, who does he play for? You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, if we're great at finding talent, then even without if we kept them within our organization, then we should be very good. If we've acquired that much talent, we should be very good. Now, if that talent is getting away from us somehow, then that talent should be flourishing elsewhere. I think Schultz is the only one playing. I can't think of anybody out there. Can you think of anybody out there that we cultivated and they left the Cowboys and they're doing well in the NFL? Cheeto was for a minute, wasn't he? I don't know anybody. Kevin Joseph drafted in the second round. These are just narratives that they push in the Cowboys, and we just suck it all up. Oh, he's with the Commanders now. Good. But he's not a major contributor in the NFL. He's with the Commanders. He's at least, and I'm giving him a plus. He's at least a wide receiver 3. War was on Kansas City for a minute. Yep. But how quick did Kansas City cut our tight end? Cedric Wilson. He was playing for. I saw him get one catch for the Saints, either I think versus the Eagles, and I said, "Oh, that's where Ced is." Yeah, when Cedric left Dallas, it was a whole different situation. Fire GM. No, I did not. No, I did not see the fire GM Jerry. Jerry would have fired Jerry. Tennessee running back. Man, action. I am all over Ashton Genty. I think Ashton Genty will fix one player will fix. Some running backs make your offensive line better. And I got a good example for you guys, especially you older guys out there that's as old as me. Do you remember this line before Emmitt Smith? Our line was bad before Emmitt Smith. And it was the same guys, most of the same guys, 2-A them. And the offensive line couldn't block, blah, blah, blah. Then when you got Emmitt, Emmitt's superpower was he followed behind his blocks. Emmitt was that kind of running back. Emmitt wasn't a running back that was like Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders, like, I don't care about blocking. I'm going to give me the ball, and I'm going to try to get to the end zone and just see the game in that way. Emmitt didn't see the game in that way. Emmitt wanted to follow his blocks and get what he can, and that's why Emmitt is a champion, because he did that rather than what Barry did. Emmitt wasn't better than Barry. Emmitt will tell you that. Nobody would, please. But Emmitt got the rings because Emmitt followed behind his blocks. Everybody knows that. And that offensive line went from being an average to possibly below average offensive line to one of the best offensive lines of all time. And it's really because of Emmitt Smith, to be honest. So if we get a running back in, because we don't have, our offensive line is young and it's learning and it's talented. So if we get a talented running back to actually be able to make those guys look good, that could elevate both. And then let me tell you, we could We still need weapons in the outside, but we don't have to have expensive weapons on the outside. We can have just dangerous weapons on the outside that also will be helped with Genty with the play action. So I'm all over. I'm all over Genty, all over. If people don't think we need a running back at this point, you're crazy. No, I don't think Dallas used Marion Barber right. I don't know what happened to Mary. That's a sore subject when we Wendell, because we don't know what happened to Marion Barber up here. Emmett had that great vision. Exactly. That's what I'm saying about Agenti. He has great vision. We're going to talk about that in just a minute, Team America. I got the last one of what can we do. I hate to say it, but unless we trade for a quality DT, we're going nowhere. We're just not good enough on the interior. It's causing the whole house of cards to collapse. Exactly. Pollard was a weapon the defense had to look out for. Exactly. Pollard was the last one that I was telling somebody else that other day. See, Pollard was the last guy that we drafted in like the first few rounds. I think he was the third rounder, and we just don't invest in exciting players at the beginning of the draft for some reason. Yeah, and that day fullbacks mattered a lot, B. Mackle, but we do have Lipke who can do similar moose type things. Jerry Jones is old senile, needs to sell the team. Thank you, Christy. It's a running league again, and the Cowboys are behind. Yeah, we chose to pass on the running season. Rats. Yeah, I'm taking Emmett over Barry too. I'm taking Barry's highlights over Emmett's though. Retro. I'm taking Barry's highlights, but I'm taking Emmett on my team. Terrence Steele, exactly. Yeah, Terrence Steele is the problem. No, I don't think T. Higgins will be the answer, because T. Higgins still, Bear, to me, from my opinion, Bear, T. Higgins we have to be in a pocket and wait for his route to develop. You know what I'm saying? Dak needs the ball out of his hands fast. So I'm thinking Hunter Renfro, some kind of shifty kind of guy that you can't, like a Cole Beasley type, where you can't guard in short space, where Dak can just hit, can just shut it down, say, I'm throwing at that guy because that guy's going to be open. I mean, Cole Beasley was huge for us in that way, in converting thirds down. That's what Travis Kelce is for the Chiefs. That's why I feel like Dak and Ferguson should be our number one combination. It should be Dak and Ferguson, and the rest of the offense should work out of that, because their connection is strong. Ferguson gets open, and Dak can just throw the ball at him. So that we need somebody kind of like that, where Dak can get the ball out of his hands really quickly, in my opinion. That's what I think. Pollard was fourth. Yeah, exactly. Which makes it worse. Brian Peters. Trey Lance for A-Chan. I used to call him A-Chain. It's A-Chan. But I don't know if they pronounced his name wrong on Madden. But whatever. I would take it. Whatever. Christopher, whatever his name is, yes. Absolutely. I wanted A-Chan in the draft. Bad, if you remember. Christian Kirk. Exactly, Bear. Exactly. Christian Kirk is one of those guys. I couldn't think of his name yesterday when I was talking about those little half running back, half wide receiver type players. Christian Kirk is definitely one of them. Once he gets the ball, he turns into a running back. Travis Hunter. You wanted Joe Mixon and I just have issues with it. I wouldn't want Mixon on my. You know what? Jay Recruiter, it's like when Greg Hardy came on my team. I'm non-forgiving. I'm non-forgiving for certain things. Like when Greg Hardy came on our team, I could not say, well, as long as he wins, as long as he does this, I can't. And I would have been in an eternal struggle with Mixon, because I seen it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how a person could do that. Okay, whatever. Adam Thielen. No, I think he's too done. But I don't know. It might not have been Thielen. It might have been Bryce Young, Long Duke. It might have been Bryce Young out there in Carolina, and that is messing up Thielen's career. Yes, that DeMarco Murray had. Guys, the two times we sold out on the run, the 2 years, 14 and 16, we sold out on the run, and we just basically ran. Those were the 2 years when we seriously had like a smidgen of a chance. And we failed in dramatic fashion rather than we just got blown out. You know what I'm saying? Both of those games, it was like down to the wire. I don't know why we don't believe in the run game after that being our history. What's up, Martin? Yeah, I was pushing for A-Chain, Brian Peters. No team is giving Dallas a good. We showed our incompetence with Amari trade. I know we can't even get Amari back for nearly what we gave him up for. What's up, JD? This team sucks. That's the running thought right now, Michael. Pappy, no. I won't say that dude's name. They made me say it yesterday. I don't say that dude's name, and I never have liked him a day in my life. And I'm trying to see if I ever have met a fan of his ever in my life or people around us. No, we were more hardcore. We were NWA back in my day and all that kind of stuff. We didn't mess with him. I love Biggie. That was my boy, but he was like the albatross around Biggie that I never really liked at all. So everything that's happening, that's kind of, it makes sense to me, but it's still like, I don't want to hear it. Like wifey was telling me some stuff the other day, and I was like, no, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I think Jerry didn't want to bring Derrick Henry because he's still a component of devaluating the running back. Yeah, it's a business thing. Ludicrous, yes. Ludicrous, yes. It's pushing a business philosophy. Exactly. The Aaron Rodgers owes you a lifetime of happiness. I know. Yep, so they forget about the running game. Yep. I think that no catch ruling by Dez in the Green Bay game probably pushed Dallas from Super Bowl in the era, yeah. Biggie's my goat. It was all a dream. I used to bring Run Up magazine. Salt and pepper and heavy dip in a limousine. Hanging pictures on my wall. Yep, that's my boy. Dak leads the league in passing yards. Yeah, it's not a big passing year. You're a Clemson fan too? Yeah. Hey, Clemson is doing a very good Dallas job right now, where they lose in dramatic fashion and then win against a inferior team and then win again and get you all juiced up again, get you all like, oh well, maybe no Clemson. I only got room. No, I don't have any capacity to be ruined by anybody anymore. Dallas was the last one. They got me a little bit last year just because I didn't expect us to lose like we did in Green Bay. That's how much. To lose in Green Bay, yes, that could happen. I knew that was a possibility. But to lose like that in Green Bay, I didn't. Like the same with New Orleans. To lose in New Orleans was understandable. To lose like that in New Orleans, go to war with no weapons. That's why, JD, that's why I made that thing when I said, last week in the stream, I said, bring it on. Bring any losses, bring anything, because who knows? The L's might bring something new, good. The L's might get us a new coach, a new young coach or whatever, but who knows? You don't know what they do. The L's might bring us a top quality draft pick in Ashton Genty or somebody like that or whatever. I don't care. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the season because I have zero expectations of this team going any further than the first round of the playoffs. In my mind, that's their cap. If they go past the cap, my mind is blown. But my cap is first round of the playoffs. And maybe if they get a good matchup there, they can sneak their way in the second round. But there's no way they get past that second round. That's the cap that's been on the Cowboys for a long time. And it's not that I'm not using any kind of like, that's just the way they do it, blah, 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 blah. No, you have to be able to run the ball and stop the run to win late in the playoffs. You definitely have to be able to stop the run. You definitely have to be able to stop the run. That's a non-negotiable. You can do things in the offense to offset a running game, like short passes, this, yada. But on defense, you have to be able to stop the run. Because those teams down there, they can run the ball. Bring Jason Garrett back. No way. Those were some frustrating days. I don't have any thoughts on Brett Favre at all, King Charles. Hey, everything I just said about the diddler goes to Brett Favre, all of them. Just I don't like none of them. Shango, I think the issue is the smugness and the arrogance of the front. Yeah, that's Cal Cullen. That's what bothers me just like the most. How they look down on us, and they know what to do, and we don't know what to do, and then they want to say, "Well, we've been winning." No, you hadn't. You hadn't been winning anything important. Okay, that's enough of that. Let me go to CD's apology. Because, here they're talking about it again, Mike Greeny. Here's what he said. Okay, here's the quote. I'm going to say it when he says it. He says it's very fair to blame him for the troubles. Kansas City has. He's looking at who's only won more games than us. It's just Kansas City, and that's what he said. He never really said it was his fault specifically on any moves that he did not make. Yada yada yada. However, he said that we are doing good, better than most. So that was not an apology. Now, CD. I got his right here. CD, it seemed like CD watched our show yesterday and was hearing us say the things that we were saying about CD. And CD's apology sounded a lot different. It sounded a lot different. CD said, "I know that's not the player I am." That's what I said yesterday. I said, that's not CD. I mean, he's not a dude that does that type thing. He said, that's not the player I am. Apologetic after being I know that's not the team that I am, but it was a bad game on my end. I take full accountability in that. He went on to explain what fueled his action, and it wasn't necessarily the offense itself out of sorts, but mostly because of he was upset with himself and disappointed that he wasn't contributing in a way that he can, and the things that made worse by red zone former that added to the list of things that cost the Cowboys the contest. I expected a lot of myself, more than anyone could put on me, he said. And quite honestly, I failed myself. And obviously, I failed the team just as far as producing and being that game breaker. I kind of let the game get to my head a little bit. Honestly, I got to be truthful with myself, and I played a part in that loss, a big part, honestly, and neither my body language nor my attitude helped change the outcome of the game. This makes me feel real good. This was an adult moment. CD had an adult moment. Because that was not you can tell it was from his perspective. It wasn't from a lawyer or his team and all that kind of stuff. Even if it was, somebody actually got to him. You know what I'm saying? Which I was saying that I felt like nobody had spoke to CD or whatever and saying, look, we can't do that. We can figure out these things, man. You're not this guy. You're different. we can go in this room and we can hash out anything, right? You know, so it's like I'm. So now that made me feel so much better because at the beginning of yesterday's show, I started the whole thing saying the only thing that bothers me from that Ravens game is CD because I don't understand. Now I understand. You know why I understand? Because on the sidelines, the cameras are on you and you may forget the cameras on you and go into your go into your real self. And sometimes that's how we talk to each other. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be all. There's sometimes how we talk to each other, especially when we get heated and when we're trying to pump ourselves up and when we're mad, that emotion comes out and we talk to each other and it looks worse than what it actually is sometimes too as well. So I can understand how it got out of hand with him, for him to be able to recognize it, and you can tell he recognized it with his words. That made me feel a lot better. A lot better. Is the run defense fixable this year? We'll get to that in just a minute, Mr. Cowboys Forever. CD is still a young man, but he's on that second contract, Michael Barish. That young stuff, that's your first contract. That second contract, you're different. You're a top notch on the team. Yeah, he was mad that he was playing as bad, but he's still CD. He shouldn't even think that way. Now let's see if he means what he says exactly, Retro. Now let's see if it's he said C was just upset with the defense. Well, we were upset at the defense. Good morning, Cowboys face. CD had an adult moment, but he's been in the league since 2020. Come on, Mackerel. Oh man, I'll take it though. I'll take it. Was it that heartfelt after the? I don't remember the apology after the playoff game. I don't remember that apology. I'm sure he did, but I don't remember it making any waves. One with the experiment of Parsons at the edge stopped too small. He needs to be a will. I think Jerry. What's my next? That's my next topic. Good job. Hey, perfect timing, B Mackerel. Micah back at linebacker. Well, I think we have to. I mean, when you're running, when I think it might even be better if we put Micah back at linebacker and have Micah just shut down the run. Just focus, because that's what Micah is. See ball, go get ball. If the quarterback's got the ball, he's gonna go get it. If the running back's got the ball, he's gonna go get him. Or if he's not gonna go get him, he's gonna slow the guy up. He's gonna be some kind of obstruction for the running back to slow down his progress and allow the others to come and gang tackle so we can play team defense. So in my opinion, on a down to down basis, he would be better at linebacker simply because that's our weakness. We can't stop the run. Our weakness isn't getting to the quarterback. Our weakness is watching, stopping the run. So teams are going to attack our weakness. People are going to run on us more than they're going to pass on us. Why would you pass on the Dallas Cowboys when we have one of the elite pass rushers over there coming at you that can get past anybody at any time? Why would you pass the ball on us when our run game is like a matador's red cape and go, ole? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make strategic sense. So it's like we're putting him in a spot where it's just not going to be used as much because the quarterback is not going to be going back to pass. And what are you on the running game at defensive end? You're really not a positive there. You're more of a positive in space where you can see the ball and go get the ball. But if you have to engage, shed, and hold edge, that's the stuff. I was watching Miles again when Miles was playing against, because Miles had another good game against the Giants. Miles was just on some plays, he was just being a rock. He was just holding up, pushing people out. He was pretty much a monster on every play, but on those plays where he wasn't rushing the quarterback, he still was doing something that only big, strong men can do to help the defense. So, in my opinion, Micah needs to go back and just think if we have, what's his name, and Overshawn and Maris and Micah and all that kind of stuff. That's a very fast ball seeking linebacking core that can actually just hunt the ball. Just hunt it. Come in from left field. Yes, exactly, B-Mac. With Micah's speed, he can escape the second level blockers. Exactly. Or just impede the runner. Just somebody that's going to get to the ball fast to make the runner have to make some type of special move. Make the runner hit zero for spin or something, you know what I'm saying? To slow down the downhill running that is being done to us. They just like hit us in the gut and you're done. But with Micah, as soon as you're playing linebacker, I was a little league star at linebacker, so I know the linebacking position. But as soon as you see the play develop of the running back and the running back takes his angle, you got him. You got him. That running back has got to go somewhere else. He's got to make a move. He's got to put his foot and go the other direction to get out of your angle. Because once he hits that ball and you can tell what hole he's headed to, you know exactly where to go get him. And that's what we need to do. And we won't have. That's not the way to the greatest defense. The greatest run defense is to have two big nasty defensive tackles up there. That's the best way, and force it outside. But we ain't going to have that. We're going to have to let you get a couple yards and then stop you. And let you get a couple yards and then stop you. And hopefully we can slow down teams that way rather than having a shutdown defense. But for us to think that we're going to stop the run, especially against a running team, it's not going to happen this year. It's not. We can just put a Band-Aid on it, possibly. You missed Bland already? Yep. I remember Dan Quinn told Michael that he was a linebacker. Well, that Sam Williams thing might be forcing us to play Micah at defensive end. You know what? The Micah thing at the end of the season, man, I'm telling you, I'm looking at all these defensive stars for other teams. And you look at the impact that they're making on the game. And I need somebody, because, you only have a certain amount of eyes when you watch watch a football game. So I need other people that see stuff in Micah that is actually beneficial in how he's changing the game, like on a play by play basis. You know, if he's just like waiting to get that sack and waiting to get that sack and waiting to get that sack, then I don't think that's helping us. I think that's hurting us more than it's helping us. But it's making, you know, his stats look good at the end of the year. I don't know. Can Mozzie be fixed? That's another one. I don't know. I don't know how a person that big and strong can't be at least something. Wilson has been a major sore spot on the defense, especially last game. Yes, he was. Antonio said he can do anything but rush immobile quarterbacks. He's a non-factor as an off-ball linebacker. Well, he's a non-factor as a defensive end on any other plays than the passing play. And teams aren't passing against us that much. Teams are running against us. So you're telling us Micah is useless and we should not pay him. I think that's what's being said here. We better win tomorrow. What was it? Now let's go to roster improvements. I've heard. I can't think of anything that could even possibly even make us a better team. Oh yeah, no, there we go. Long Duke said trade for Quentin Williams. That would work. There was some hints of that in the offseason, Long Duke. Yeah. Yes, we made Garrett useless. Exactly, we did that. That was our game plan to do that. Garrett was still doing work. All you have to do is just look at the highlights against Garrett against us. He was still doing work. We were avoiding him. With Micah, the team's their best option is to run the ball through us. It's stupid for them to pass the ball. And it's not because our pass defense is any good. It's because if you can run the ball, you best start out by trying to run the ball against the Cowboys. You might make your day very easy. Put him, yeah. Let him. Parsons, if you don't know Michael Parsons, you know that he is a I hate to say this, a read and react linebacker. He's a see ball, go get ball type guy. You know what I'm saying? And for that person, he's like the shooter. He's like the shooting guard on a team. You want to get him in positions where he can just do what he does. Just that guy. He every play he's looking to do this. So just get them the ball, and we get rebounds and follow it up and all that kind of stuff. But that's his mentality. That's what Mike is. His mentality is just to go get the ball as soon as he get height. I don't even know how much he knows what he's doing. You know, especially when he came out as a rookie and made such a big name for himself. I doubt he knew exactly what he was doing. I think he was just saying hike and go and get the ball. And go, look, coach, I got the ball. Was that good? He's just that much of an athlete. Good morning, Chris. So yeah, let Micah move. Don't engage Micah. Don't let Micah engage. Micah can engage now. Don't say don't. You always send him, and when you send him, they're gonna freak out and throw the ball up in the air when they see Micah coming. So you can still use Micah in that passing game to mess up the passes, but just in down per down thing, have him chasing the ball. Yeah, the podcast yesterday kind of annoyed me a little bit with especially when I know, you know, it's a lot of work, a lot of mental work going into doing a podcast and stuff like that. So he's putting a lot of energy in that where he can be putting elsewhere. But hey, it's his free time. Whatever. We will beat the Giants, bro. Zimmer is still learning these players. Yeah, I do. That's why I said I'm on rant watch this week because they better beat the Giants. You talk about a meltdown. You talk about a organizational meltdown, a fan base meltdown. You talk about anger from the fan base. You Jerry Jones, you wouldn't believe the amount of anger that's coming at you if you lose to the Giants this Thursday. You wouldn't believe the amount of anger coming from the fan base. And trust me, there will be a rant video from me. I'm putting the notes in my head already. If we come out and lay an egg against the Giants, not only it would put us 1-3, it would put us at a bad place in the division to start this year off, and it would put us in a hole that I don't know if we can come out of. So, yeah. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. I guess that's it. I gotta go get my daughter. Gotta get my kids up. Mike is Bobby Boucher. Exactly, Retro. Didn't he wear a Bobby Boucher jersey, Retro? Didn't he come to a game in a Bobby Boucher jersey? Yeah, no, exactly. Hey, man, they all need to feel it. B Mackerel. Our fan base needs to feel it. The Dak needs to feel it. The Jerry Jones and all of them need to feel it because I don't feel like they get it. No, I'm not sleeping on the Giants. They played a very smart game. Hey, they beat the same team we beat. So the loser is at the bottom of the NFC East. Oh, yeah. A Giants loss gets McCarthy fired. Well, again, that's what I'm saying. That's the good thing that comes for. It's just that we just wonder who we're going to get when Mike McCarthy goes. Are we going to get Sean Payton? Y'all want Sean Payton? Y'all want Belichick? I know Peyton is still coaching, but he won't be soon. He will never do Brian Flores. Steve Spagnuolo. Now that is a name that I could get behind, Guido. That's a name I could get behind, Guido. Guido wins the day. Guido wins the day. Guido has made me feel good because that would be a move that would help this team because the offense can look. The offense is already here. It's Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb and whatever they do. The offense is going to be the offense. But if Spagnuolo brings his brand of defense over here, come on, man. Good job, Guido. Now I'm gonna go and say hi to my kids and say good morning. You made me have a great day. All right, guys. You enjoy your day too. I'll come back here a little. I might be online later on today or tomorrow with my setup because also I got my PlayStation coming through the same system that all this other stuff is coming. So all this stuff is easy and I can do everything from right here. I can change shots, bam. And I can go back, bam. Just easy. All right. I'll holler at you.